Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of The Drawing Board. My name is David Franklin. I'm your host. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. Now, if you've been following along, last week we talked about why oil and water don't mix, why the molecules don't go together, and what bad things can happen if you decide to throw oil and water together into a frying pan. Bad things can actually start happening, sort of jet-like reactions with whatever you're cooking. And it can give you second-degree burns. But today we're going to be answering the question, kind of going along that same route, what are some chemicals at home that you should absolutely never mix under any circumstances? And the very, very first of those is bleach and vinegar. Now, when you combine bleach and vinegar, they make a actually pretty good cleaning substance. But when you add any sort of weak acid to bleach, it starts giving off chlorine gas, which is so bad that it can start literally chemically burning your lungs and your eyes and do some really, really nasty stuff to your skin. So it's absolutely should not be messed with. Chlorine in general is a pretty nasty substance. In fact, you really shouldn't combine anything with chlorine or combine anything that makes chlorine. I cleaned pools for a long time, and if you combine chlorine tablets with pool acid, which is muriatic acid, diluted hydrochloric acid, it makes really, really bad things. In fact, it makes mustard gas, which is what you used in World War I in trench warfare to kill people. It's what was used in the Holocaust to kill the Jewish people. It's an absolutely devastating chemical, and you should just never combine the two, ever. Just terrible, terrible things happen. The next one on the list is bleach and ammonia, which makes a chloramine gas, which is also very, very nasty, and breathing it in will kill you quite quickly. It's very, very toxic to your lungs. Now, for those of you secret agents out there, you probably already know this, and I hate to give this power to the internet, but simply combining rubbing alcohol and bleach will make chloroform gas, which, if you breathe in too much of it, will kill you. Like, everything else on this list. But just breathing in a little bit of it has been used by people for a long time to kind of knock people out in a very, very, relatively safe manner. Inhaling it decreases your oxygen intake, and as long as you do it for a very, very, very short amount of time, you're not going to burn anything, but it's still not a great thing to be inhaling, and it will kill you if you do it for too long. The next one on our list is hydrogen peroxide in vinegar, which makes peracetic acid. Not much is actually known about peracetic acid. It's not like the other ones where it's probably going to kill you just by breathing it or, create third-degree chemical burns on your eyes or lungs, but it will be irritating in certain concentration, so it's still probably not a combination you'd like. You can just use the two chemicals at completely different times and you should be fine. Just don't mix chemicals in general, really. Coming to the sixth item on our list, you literally can get in trouble mixing your medicine and grapefruit juice. Medicine and grapefruit juice, okay? It's kind of a big deal because grapefruit juice makes you absorb chemicals faster. So, if you have a certain concentration that's supposed to be released in your body at a certain speed, and you drink too much grapefruit juice, you could start overdosing, and that's not good at all. And the next reaction is acetaminophen, I think I said that correctly, and alcohol, which when you combine the two, it can actually damage your liver to the point where it more than likely will fail. In fact, about 200 deaths a year happen just from this particular combination of chemicals. It's really not something to be messed with. So don't take drugs and drink, folks. It's not a good combination there. And finally is ibuprofen and alcohol. The two combined can actually tear up your stomach lining, and if you have a propensity to get stomach ulcers, it can be even worse. You can really cause a lot of problems in there. If not, it may not happen, but still not advisable for you to be doing anything with combining chemicals. In fact, kind of a random chemical connection. It's not on this list, and it's not exactly confirmed by any sort of company or laboratory or university or anything like that, though it has been confirmed by a junkie website. And something I personally went through a little while ago was I went to Florida and I was feeling sick, and I decided to take a full dosage of NyQuil, which normally I only take about a third of a dosage of NyQuil. Anyways, I took NyQuil, and the primary ingredient in that is shortened to DXM. I also had a ulcer in my mouth, and I was using this stuff called Ambisol. Well, Ambisol has this chemical in it called benzocaine. And apparently, according to junkie websites, benzocaine and DXM do not like combining well. For them, they like combining them. For me, I stared at a wall for like 2 hours straight smiling before my girlfriend came over and was like, you're acting insane, go home. And so, in today's lesson, we learn not to combine chemicals. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of The Drawing Board. My name is David Franklin. I'm your host. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to join us next week when we're going to be talking a little bit about exoskeletons, Iron Man, and Hardcore Henry. See you guys then.